So morning, I am in California. So I've took a trip, and there's 3 phases to this trip. Phase 1 is Anaheim, and then there's a phase 2 and 3 which we'll get into as the trip unfolds. So I've come from the bus which is back there, and what's great about California Disneyland is Disneyland Park, California Adventure Park, downtown Disney. It's all dead easy. So the plan today is three lands in one day. Not 3 parks in one day, because there isn't 3 parks. So 3 lands in one day, because there's all sorts of new things I haven't seen, but the core of what I haven't seen is Galaxy's Edge, Cars Land, Pixar Pier. So check out the lands, eat something in those lands. I'm not going to say do an attraction, because I don't know what the queues are going to be like, because it is a Saturday. So it probably is going to be very busy, but it's early opening for the parks. I'm here, it's only about 20 to 7, and it's going to be Galaxy's Edge first. Let's see how it goes. I'm in, but nearly had a disaster. The type of ticket I've got needs photo ID to set up. I certainly needed photo ID if I was to swap parks or come out and go back in. But anyway, he took pity on me. I must have had an honest face, because he's given me a 4-day past paper ticket which doesn't need photo ID. So I don't have to go back to the hotel, get my passport and all that sort of stuff. So I am in. Now I have to find Galaxy's Edge. Of course, I should have realised Galaxy's Edge doesn't open till late, so I am an hour early. So, random wandering time. So I went on Starter with. It's really good. Some really good merchandise in that shop. First I got Hoth and Naboo. So nothing strange or fantastic. I don't know what all the options are these days. Shop's really good though. There's a very good hat which has got some sort of Mandalorian logo on it. But when you put it on, it's very thick material, and it would cause my head to overheat. Is it okay if I freely admit that I don't really know what's open and what isn't? I will admit to not having researched this trip much, so you're going to be discovering things as I discover them. It wasn't arranged well in advance, involves multiple elements, and I've just gone for it. You know, carry on and everything, just gone for it. So it seems I can get in under the castle, so let's see what's through here. Random walking around has informed me that I can get into Galaxy's Edge from Fantasyland. So I figure since a queue is forming, might as well wait. Apparently this place is deserted. Not today, as I expected. You can't even move down that street. I was going to make like a rebel spy and try and go down that street, but it ain't happening. So apparently that is the queue for Smugglers Run. So I'm not even going to try and get on that, I don't think. So I think I'm going to make like a less furtive rebel spy and follow the main street. Let's see what happens. It's really impressive once you're inside, because you just leave the other park behind. You could literally be anywhere. It's very clever, very clever. to say, it is impressive. I think it feels slightly compressed, as if it's maybe a bit too small, but it is visually impressive. I wouldn't say it's whoa, but it is nice. Yeah, quite good. Just lacking a bit of whoa. So at the moment, I don't know what it is. Wizarding World pops, Pandora sort of pops. This at the minute is impressive, but not in a way that pops. Okay, let's try and get a bit more purpose. I'm going to go to Ronta's Roasters. I just squeeze through? Brilliant, thank you very much. Cut through the people trying to do the Smuggling Run. A lot of smuggling going on. So Ronta's Roasters, because I am starving. I haven't had breakfast because I was saving it for this. I'm going to look in those shops back there yet. I'm distracted by this one that has got all the statues outside of it. And of course you can't beat a store with a Star Wars sliding door. And I know why that store had a door on it. Impressive though it was to go through a Star Wars sliding door, because everything in there is very expensive. Theming in it is beautiful though, I'll give it that. That store is one of the best bit of theming I've seen in Disney World for a while. But it is very much in the style of a Wizarding World store, right? You can see where they're getting it from. Uh-oh.
Have you pledged your loyalty to the First Order? Excuse me, traveler. Mind telling us what you're doing with that data pad?
This place is playing well into my ability to get directionally challenged. So, blue milk is exactly where I came in. That's the store. So I've done sort of some weird circle. So I can safely say that this section of the park, of the land, is full of people wandering around with blue milk, going, what is that? I'm going to say exactly the same thing. What is that? It's sort of sweet but not sweet. Very hard to describe. Closest thing I could describe it to is liquefied jelly before it solidifies. It's alright, but I wouldn't keep rushing back to it. It would be more fun if you had to draw it yourself from some sort of articulated space cow teat. And it might be more fun. Okay, next on the list, I'm going to have a look at the Build-A-Droid. Obviously, I'm not going to build one because I can't get it home. And then I'm going to have a look at try and see if I can get in the Cantina. But I think I've figured it out. So Pandora has the whole wonder of it nailed, right? You go into Pandora and you feel the wonder of being on a nature intense planet. Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter has the feeling of actually being in Diagon Alley and things like that. So you actually feel like you're in the place. You know, you're in Diagon Alley, you're in Hogsmeade, and it feels like you're authentically there. This doesn't, because of course it's a new place, so it has a bit of a generic sci-fi feel about it. So it doesn't actually feel like you're being, so it doesn't actually deliver either of those things. So I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like it should be the set for an amazing and intense live role-playing scenario. And of course, it's currently not being used for that, and therefore it's neither Pandora or the Wizarding World. It feels like a live role-playing scenario should be taking place here, where people can actually act parts and use this as the backdrop, and that would be absolutely awesome. But of course that's what it isn't. So I think it's just fallen between the cracks for me. Okay, trying to find the Cantina, but that sums up my thoughts. I feel like I'm walking around a stage which is being built for something, but that something isn't happening yet. And I don't get that feeling with Pandora and Wizarding World. It's a stage waiting a purpose. But anyway, I think this is the Cantina. Don't know how long this queue is going to take. Okay, the Cantina is still reservations only, so I've put a reservation in for Monday, a week on Monday, because that's when I'm back from phase 2. So yeah, phase 3 is back in Anaheim. Phase 2 is something else. So I'm going to see if I can get on Smugglers Run as a single rider, and based on whether I can or cannot, either way, we'll call it a day. Okay, Smugglers Run, standby line is 50 minutes. So I'm going to cross my fingers that the solo rider line is less than 50 minutes. It's a 6-person ride vehicle, right? So the chance that you need a little extra spot is probably quite high. So, Smugglers Run, we'll see what that feels like. See if I can rescue the feelings. So obviously I'm going to have to come back and do this again, because as predicted, as I was thinking, if you're a single rider, chances are you will end up as an engineer or something like that. You certainly ain't going to get pilot. Plus I'm probably missing out a lot of the queuing system. So when I'm back on Sunday, Monday, we'll give this another shot. I think this will do for now, and hopefully I'm not going to get lost. Okay, if that experience is anything to go by, you literally just walk on with single rider. In fact, it happened so quickly, I didn't even get to have a good look around the Falcon set. I literally just walked straight on. So it's basically like, as numerous people know by now, but from my point of view, it's a bit like Mission Space. That's the one I think of it like most, in that it's a video game with an illusion of control, and it is an illusion, I think. It's alright, I need to do it a few more times. I'll try and get it in 2 or 3 more times while I'm here and see what it's like. But at the minute it happened too quickly, it was all way too confusion, and I'm pretty sure, like Mission Space, it's largely an illusion of control. Maybe there's more variation in it, but yeah, needs a few more times. Initial impression, that's not great. So I think what I'm saying is the Star Wars intensity of it isn't there. And that isn't necessarily me saying, oh, it needs to be like the original movies or anything like that, because, I mean, I actually like The Last Jedi, right? So I'm fine with that. But it just lacks a certain Star Wars intensity. And that live role-playing element would bring that Star Wars intensity, because it isn't there really in a Pandora or Wizarding World sort of way for me, which is what's causing the problem. No real Star Wars intensity for me. Okay, I can't be the only one who thinks the coolest things about the stores are the decorations on the upper level where you can't reach them, so the bit's not for sale, and the sliding doors. I could walk in and out of those sliding doors all day. But wow, merch overload, which is to be expected, but I don't know, it's weird. It does feel a bit like a shopping mall, I have to admit. That's it, I am out of Disneyland Park and Galaxy's Edge. That is land number 1 of the 3-land challenge. The other 2 lands in the 3-land challenge are Pixar Pier and Cars Land. Not exactly sure which I'm going to do next, but it will probably be in another video. So, I'll say goodbye for now. My view of Galaxy's Edge is mixed. I'll state it one final time. It feels like a massive set devoid of a heart and purpose, and that has nothing to do with old movies or new movies. I like The Last Jedi. It just doesn't seem to have an energy or a purpose, and it needs something, and I don't know what that is, but it's just a bit heartless, I'm afraid. So anyway, see you next time. 2 more lands to go.